Today I'm sharing with you some Sega Genesis games and a little more from Second Dimension. They've been making games since 2015 and I'm going to be sharing with you what they sent me. Also going to be mentioning their Kickstarter, which is pretty awesome. And so I'm a huge Sega Genesis fan and love covering aftermarket games in general. And the first game I'm going to be sharing with you is EYRA, the Crow Maiden. This is a successfully funded Kickstarter. They've actually had several successful Kickstarters, but this is one of their most popular, and they're offering this game on Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and the NES. So here I am, taking that shrink off and showing you what's inside. Has a full color manual, and here is the cartridge. I just love new Sega Genesis games being made. It's really cool that these companies are supporting one of my favorite consoles of all time. And this is a cool little platformer, action platformer, and it has 15 stages with a boss per each level. So there's 5 bosses and 15 stages in general. Each stage is fairly long, and so you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of this if you like these action platformers such as I. And so it just shows the basic control setup here. It looks like a very colorful Sega Genesis game. So Second Dimension, has been making games for several years now, and they've really kind of refined their craft. And so each release that they seem to do, they're getting better and better. And I heard about this one a while back when it was on Kickstarter, and I'm really excited to share the final release with you. Different control setups, has a simple story. You're essentially saving soldiers that were captured, and you are a maiden, and you have a crow that you can send out to attack with a simple attack button and jump. Really nice and well animated little Sega Genesis game. The other nice thing about Second Dimension is they offer a ROM pack. So for $10 you can buy this game digital format and play it that way. I know a lot of people ask for that. Also, they offer a cart only for $30 and a complete in-box for $50. So I really like the options that Second Dimension offers. They do offer a lot of their games in digital form, so that's a really neat option for those that want to go completely digital. As you know, a lot of people are playing their games different ways these days. So yeah, each level you have to rescue 6 warriors, and they're positioned all around the screen where you have to avoid enemies and projectiles. It's just a simple platformer. Well done. I like the music. The music's pretty awesome, as well as the animations. And so yeah, I think this is a cool little aftermarket game, and it's nice to see these projects thrive. As you know, I'm a huge Sega Genesis fan, and just wanted to share some of the gameplay with you. This is also on the NES, and I'm even going to share the Famicom cartridge that they're now offering on their website as well. So really cool. So yes, whatever console you have, they are offering something for you, especially in that 16 and 8-bit era. NES, Sega Genesis, and even a Super Nintendo version of this coming out. I've known about Second Dimension for a long time, and they are friendly people and just do wonderful aftermarket games. And here's the boss of the first stage. This game is not a walk in the park, so it will take some strategy to beat each boss and progress in each level. Just wanted to share kind of the first boss fight here. Just nice colors for a Sega Genesis game. Really enjoyed what I've seen of this game. Here's the second level, and so there's 3 parts of each level, and then at the end is a boss. So just wanted to share a little bit of the gameplay of what to check out. If you want to find out more information, you can go to their website and see the options for this game and check it out in their store. But yeah, it's fun. I really enjoy action platformers, as it's kind of my go-to lately, especially for 16-bit games. These games you can just pick up and play. and they're not hours on end. Here's the Famicom cartridge. Really like what they've done there, and that's a really cool label. And so Second Dimension has just recently added this to their store on their website. I know that they were offering it on eBay, but here it is. I'm playing this through my retro USB AVS, and that is an FPGA, and it really is a nice way of playing all types of NES and Famicom carts. Plays both. You do have to update your console to the latest firmware update to play this Famicom cartridge. But they did a nice job. The NES one plays really fast. Definitely has that NES feel, and I really like what they've done here. And I like the different versions. You know, I've always liked different ports of games. And this is a fun little action platformer that I think is going to be enjoyed by several people. Next up is The Curse of Illmore Bay, and this is a really cool platformer. It is a lot different than the previous game I've shown. This has kind of a Saturday morning cartoon kind of look to it, but it is Halloween themed. I think if you like those types of games. The other cool thing about this game is it has 3 built-in save slots. I really think that's awesome, as I think this is a game I'd like to play in chunks. Here is the cardboard packaging. Now the digital ROM of this is available. There is a demo as well you can download and play, but they've done a good job here. The big thing with this game is the animation. Animation and soundtrack is amazing, and they offer the soundtrack on CD as well as a bundle with the game. You can even go loose cart. I like that Second Dimension offers all these options, because I get these comments all the time on my channel. Is a digital ROM offered? Is a loose cart offered? Complete in box, physical. You know, there's lots of different ways to game. And I know there's different gamers out there, and they like those different options. You know, some people are physical only, others are, you know, switched to digital, and that's okay. It really doesn't matter how you game, whether it's physical or digital, as long as you're having fun. And that's what games are all about. And here we go. This is the music CD that you can purchase for 15 bucks. Also, if you like game soundtracks, I just recently did a video on my channel talking about some classic game soundtracks that I enjoy. Alright, I'm going to be showing a little bit of the intro of this game and show you some gameplay and just share with you why I think this is a great little action platformer, a lot different than EYRA. This definitely has that 90s vibe to it. And I really like what they did with this game. The animation, the graphics, really cool story intro here. As you know, I think this is going to appeal to a lot of people, especially people that grew up in the 90s. As you know, if this was on a shelf with, you know, professionally released, officially released Sega Genesis games, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So it's just really neat to see these projects being completed. There's a lot of games that never get finished or released, and so you can choose one of 3 characters. You're one of 3 kid protectors of Illmore Bay, and you know the city is being overwhelmed by evil, and so you pretty much have to go pretty much through each stage. It's got an overworld map, and this kind of has a little Mega Man to it, where you beat a boss, which I'm not going to show in this. I'm going to show a boss fight, but once you beat a boss, you gain abilities, and these abilities can help you progress into this game. I really like that this game has a save features. Again, the levels are fairly long, and it's going to be needed, that save feature, for sure. I think that's a great option here, as I think it's going to appeal to people that don't have long times to play an action platformer. I know back in the day had to beat a game all in one sitting. Each character plays a little bit differently. They both have pros and cons. I found the range of some of the characters with their punch ability to be limited. Overall, I think I enjoy Scarlet the most. Your goal for each stage is to find the key to open the portal to get to the next area. And each stage, there's stats. You can get ranked for each stage, and it'll tell you how well you did and how many things you collected, how many things you didn't get. Here is the first boss. Fairly challenging bosses. I really like the animation, and this is just a well done game overall. But if you are a fan of Halloween games, this is a treat for you. There's more information, and the link will be below to Second Dimension's website, where there's several different purchase options. You can even check out the game demo for free. But I'm not done yet. They are working on a new game, and this is a very ambitious project. This is Affinity Sorrow, and it will be successful on Kickstarter. So far, over 40,000 raised with 25 days to go. I did back this project. I did purchase this game, physical copy of it, and I'm looking forward to getting to see this finished, as it's going to be a while. But this is a proof of concept, so things may change here, but here is a demo of what they've come up with so far. Really nice music, and I love the overworld. Very detailed. Just well done so far. You go in, and there's going to be NPCs. There's going to be items. I just wanted to show you just a brief demo of what they have come up with. And again, this is a proof of concept. But I'll show a little bit of the overworld and even a battle. So you can find chests here. It's definitely an homage to that 16-bit era. So many games back in the day. Medical herbs. So here we go. So there's a little secret here. I got permission to show this. And you go up here, and there's a cave, and you go in the cave, and you can find all sorts of stuff. We're going to mostly find enemies here. But this is kind of what the combat looks like so far. Again, this may change. But yeah, you can support them, and there'll be a link to their Kickstarter. And so what did you think of the games I showed today? If you like what you see and you're a big fan of Sega, I do lots of different content on my channel. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and click the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock. Thank you for coming to my channel and watching my videos, and you have a good day.